gone through all the basics and all the important stuff required. Now let's get down to business. How do you taste that wine? What are you looking for? And a little bit of tricks which we sommeliers only know about, which we'll go through today. So over here we got a nice white wine and a red wine, and we'll just talk about the few things which we go in order to judge a wine. And you as a customer, what should you be looking at? First things first, whatever sommeliers you normally do in a wine tasting competition, a blind tasting competition, is there are three particular aspects: sight, the smell, and the taste of the wine. Okay, first things first, let's start with the white wine. We go from lighter to heavier. This is white wine. It's got a nice little waterish, yellowish hue. It's not too golden, which shows that it's not a Chardonnay probably. So that's the color. Now let's give it a little swirl. Fruity notes, some lemon, some vanilla coming over there. A lot of citrus. Okay, we got the smell. So now you're realizing, okay, it's light, it's not too alcoholic. If it was a Chardonnay, it would be more buttery, a lot of stronger flavors hitting you. You can see the alcohol as well, which you talked in other classes. It's got some nice light alcohol. Now let's sip. Now, very important, when you're sipping, how do you know this is good wine or bad wine? This is something which we like to call the length of taste. Basically, a good quality wine will have a longer length of taste. So how do we divide it? If after you taste the wine, once it's gone all around your mouth and you gulp it down, if the wine has an effect on your mouth and if it's only from 1 to 5 seconds, it's probably not the best quality wine, because bad quality wine probably disappears from your palate immediately. Whereas a good quality wine will linger around a little bit longer. So 1 to 5 seconds, not so good. 5 to 7 seconds is a decent to good quality wine. 7 to 9 seconds is very good. 9 plus is outstanding. So some of the great wines from Burgundy, like Pinot Noir, or great Chardonnays from Burgundy or Bordeaux, they will go on, they linger around in your mouth for 11, 12 seconds. So that's one thing how I find out is the wine good quality or not. Another important thing is to see balance. There has to be an equal amount of balance. It should not be too sweet, it should not be too sour or too acidic. You should feel that perfect amount of balance. Same thing which you will also see in food as well. If you get something just too spicy, then you won't probably enjoy it, or something is too sweet. You want that perfect amount of sweet sourness going on. Okay, so we got our white wine over here. Give it a nice swirl, and a nice smell, and let's have a taste. We got 7 seconds on this wine. It was a little bit of a vibration going on over there in the mouth. 7 seconds, sort of okay. So that means it's a pretty good wine. This wine is a Charisma Sauvignon Blanc. Now let's move on to the red wine over here. This is the bottle from the last episode which we opened up. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon. So first things first, let's see the color. It's very dark. Normally, if you want to, like we discussed in the last episode, if you want to find out the body of the wine, put it up against a white piece of paper with some text on it. So this is a full-bodied wine. It's got 2 years on it, so it's relatively young. Not most red wines are meant to be aged. 90% of red wines should be drunk immediately. They don't have the legs for the long run. Okay, so we got the sides sorted. Alcohol is good at 14.5%. Let's give it a little whiff. Personally, I enjoy smelling the wine more than tasting it. Dark apples, red fruit, a lot of red fruit, some blackberry, licorice, plums. Very strong fruit characteristics in it. Another important thing to know about wine is split up into two worlds. There's old world, which is the European wines, where it's slightly more colder, and there's new world. New world wines are slightly more warmer. So new world wines will have more fruit characteristics in it, like this wine does. This wine is from India as well. It's a Charisma Cabernet Sauvignon. All right, now let's have a little taste. Wow, 9 seconds. This is a very impressive wine. It was lingering around, even actually surpassed my expectations. I thought it would end in the 6-7 second range. Kept on going. It's got some tannin to it. Tannin is basically a little residue which you find in the grapes of red wine. So it gives a little bit of dryness and pulls out a little bit of the moisture from your gums. But it's amazing. It's got leather, some strong fruit characteristics. This is a beautiful, beautiful wine and very well balanced. Good amount of alcohol, good amount of fruit. It's one of these beautiful wines which I highly recommend. So, very important trick which you've learned today is the length of taste. That's how you'll figure out is the wine which you're drinking good quality or not. That's it for today. See you at the next class. Cheers.